We are honored this evening to have with us a very special guest. And as the son of the first college's president, and this evening I usually wear a different medallion. This evening I chose to wear the medallion that Dr. Bill Flanagan wore 50 years ago. And I'm a very honored person to have that around my neck this evening. We are honored to have with us Dr. William F. Flanagan's son. He lived right here on campus. Bill Flanagan graduated from Brown University and went on to a fantastic career as a writer for many magazines and publications, and as a television executive who created such shows as VH1 Storytellers. He is the author of 6 books, and you may recognize him from his essays on CBS's Sunday morning program. His brother James Flanagan helped launch the anniversary this year as the college's opening day convocation for faculty and staff back in August. And Jim, thank you for doing that. It is so particularly fitting that Bill is here with us tonight, the last event of the anniversary celebration, to share a special 50th anniversary message with you. Please help me in welcoming back home Bill Flanagan.
I hope you all know how lucky you are to have someone like President DePascali keeping the legacy of this college alive. What a wonderful, wonderful job he's done. Here's something else. Honored guests, faculty, families, graduates, class of 2015, who would have believed it? On behalf of the whole Flanagan family, on behalf of the original 1960s Rhode Island Junior College family, thank you for the great honor of asking me to be part of the 50th commencement of the Community College of Rhode Island. I have to say that standing here at my father's old podium, looking at my father's old 1960s medallion, everybody in the 60s wore medallions, I expected some deja vu, but this is like reincarnation. I feel like King Tut. You know, before this building was here, when we were living in the president's house, when we were kids, this was all woods and fields. We used to come through here with bows and arrows and BB guns, and it's a miracle everybody's alive. On this 50th anniversary, I'd like to give a shout out to the memory of a great Rhode Islander who gave my father the assignment to create a community college system in Rhode Island. That's our late Governor John Chafee. I was talking with Senator Rhode in the procession coming in about the fact that that was a time when Republicans and Democrats and everybody had the same vision. Everybody shared and worked together for what they knew was good for the state, and that was great. Royal Knight, this campus is the Knight campus. Royal Knight was the man whose estate this was, who gave it to the state of Rhode Island to build the first campus for the community college and get the miracle of Promenade Street off Promenade Street and out here to Warwick. And a little bit of history that I don't think is in the record books is that and by the way, Dickens couldn't have come up with a better name for a character than Royal Knight. When he gave the land for the campus, he asked that his family house be kept as a family home. And that's how my brothers and sisters and I ended up living there from 1966 to 78. But when the offer was made, my father didn't want to do it. He thought that for the president of a small, new 350 student college to take a mansion was really inappropriate. And we did not agree. The kids were all for it. But he tried to talk Governor Chafee into making it the governor's mansion instead. He said, you know, Governor, you should move in there. That would be great. And I can stay in Apponaug. And Governor Chafee said, Bill, can you imagine what the Democrats would do if I gave myself a mansion at taxpayer expense? You move in there, you don't have to run for re-election. This college was founded out of a principle that in a democracy, education is the fundamental vehicle for progress. Without an informed, educated electorate, democracy is ruled by rumor, by fear, and by whoever has the most money. If college is not available to everyone with the will and the work ethic to try, and if you write off half the population before they're even out of their teens, then democracy isn't doing what it should do. It isn't carrying on its mission. And if you make the cost of a college education so burdensome that a student walks away from commencement carrying decades of debt, you force graduates to make short-term career decisions that may not allow them to live up to their greatest long-term goal. The idea that America is founded on is the idea that motivated the creation of the Community College of Rhode Island. It's that talent and initiative and plain hard work and original thinking can be rewarded. And there's a short word for talent and initiative and hard work and clear thinking. It's called character. So let's talk about character. Character is a mom who goes back to college, even though she's got to get her kids up for school, even though she's got to make them breakfast and take care of them when they're sick, even though she's got to do her term paper at night after they've gone to bed. That's character. Character is a veteran who serves his country, and he comes back, and he says, I'm going to enroll in college. I'm going to make up for lost time. That's character. Character is a young woman who delays her dreams, maybe stays at home, can't get out and get her own apartment. She's working in a restaurant at night because she wants to study to become a teacher or a nurse. That's character. And character is also a guy who's great at fixing cars. He's always going to make a good living at it, but he signs up for a course in poetry or philosophy, not because it's going to make him richer, because it's going to help him lead a richer life. That's character. Now, there's one thing that we all know has been true about this college for 50 years. It's full of characters. The CCRI building out there, I don't know if they still call it the megastructure. Do they still call it the megastructure? We still call it the megastructure. It was born out of a philosophy. When this college was being created, there were blueprints and models for a traditional campus that would cover these whole 200 acres. I remember my father having them on the dining room table down at the president's house. There were science labs and an English building, and here's the art studio, and here's the math department. But the mission of the college inspired something radical. And I'm just going to mention a couple of names because they deserve to be said one last time in this building. Bob Henderson, Marguerite Turner, George Boxstall, Jerry Duhamel, the founding faculty and the other members of the founding faculty of what was then the junior college didn't want to have any barrier between academic disciplines. So this radical idea came up. What if we put the whole campus under one roof? That's why you have that big aircraft carrier sitting out there. It was very, very radical at the time. It was very unusual. There was a lot of criticism of it. And when people said it looked ugly or people shouldn't be crossing over, my father said, we're not building this institution just for today. We're building it for the students of the 21st century. And here you are. CCRI is built on the idea that education is not just a way to advance financially, although it certainly is that. It's not only the way we make sure that democracy continues to flourish, although it's that too. Higher education helps you to lead a complete and a satisfying life. Now, today's a day for you to look forward. You graduates have made sacrifices, you've worked hard, you've earned the congratulations of your friends and family, and all that goodwill will probably last, if you're lucky, till Monday. And then you have to go out and start working on the rest of your lives. I encourage you, and I'm echoing an idea that Governor Raimondo said, think about pursuing careers in fields about which you feel passionate. If you love sports, but you're never going to become a professional athlete, You might run a ski shop. You might coach a team. You might work for the Patriots or the Red Sox. If you like to cook, if you love fashion, if you love movies, if you like to travel, cheer for cooking, if you like to play video games all day, there are careers in all those fields, and somebody's going to get those jobs. Why shouldn't it be you? Now, I spent the last 20 years working at MTV. My father, our distinguished president, emeritus, thought that I was wasting my time when instead of doing algebra, he'd find me lying on the floor listening to The Who. But it turned out that I was doing career preparation. You see, you never know. There are so many jobs now that were unimaginable a generation ago. Blogger, code writer, drone pilot, gene editor, online music curator, digital effects engineer, Vine star, genome mapper, social media consultant, hip-hop mogul, selfie stick salesman. I started out working at newspapers and magazines and in the record business. At the time, in the 70s and 80s, those were considered invulnerable industries, and now they're all on the ropes. Everything changes, old ways die, and new opportunities are born. New ideas lead to new inventions create new industries. New industries create new markets, and new markets demand new ways of thinking. A lifetime will go by in what seems like a single summer. One day you're a kid, sitting back there, listening to your father give a graduation ceremony commencement speech, and in the time it takes to go out in the world, to fall in love, to get married, to raise some kids of your own, zoom, 50 years go by. And then you're the old guy standing up there, looking into the faces of the people who are going to replace you, because that's what you guys have to do now. You go forth from here today, and you start building the next 50 years out of your passions, your commitments, your inspirations, your big ideas. And tonight, when this very long ceremony is over, take a few hours to go back, say your thank yous, say your goodbyes, give a few hugs, and then get up tomorrow and start the rest of your lives. It's going to go faster than you could possibly believe. So don't waste a day. It's your turn. It's your time. Love every day of it. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Bill, and what a pleasure to have the support and involvement from all of the Flanagan family this year. We all are truly honored. Thank you so very much.